Hype in chat. We need some hype in chat. Let's go. Hello. Can anyone hear me? Hello. Okay. All right.
Was someone asking for finger dances and for me to be chewing?
Y'all can party with us. Let's go. You've all been invited. You're cordially invited. Let's go.
Cordially invited to eat bread with me.
Break bread with Jake. Jake. Break bread with Jake. Break that bread. Yeah. It's a food token, bitch. It's a food token, bitch. Eat the food token, bitch. Break some bread. Break some bread. Make some bread. What's up, everybody? How's your week going? Are y'all making some bread? You better be.
In chat, man. What's going on?
You better be here because we're here to make the bread. Hey, we got to start off with the new stream monarch right out of the gate. Oh, hail. Your stream monarch, Anthony Floor. Anthony Floor says with the $4.99 super chat, which should I go for? Imidane the Pyro Hammer or Kellen the Fey Blooded? One is Lightning Bolt .deck and the other is Enchantress Go Wide. Look, if you're picking between Imidane and Kellen, as far as I'm concerned, as far as the red mage is concerned, and there have been concerns that I'm actually a black mage disguised as a red mage lately, but we'll have to get into that separately. I gotta say, you think I am?
You are black mage at your heart. 100%.
Whatever it is, I'm
Rakdos,
mage. And I've got to go with Imidane because Lightning Bolt .deck is something I can't wait to build. I've been seeing early reviews of it, people talking about their version. Just went on turn 6. Just went on turn 5. It's like, okay.
Is it that good?
Show me how.
Is that what people are saying?
Show me how.
Yeah, that one looks fun. That one does look fun.
I have no idea. I have no idea. I haven't played it yet.
I think it's kind of casual, but at the same time, it could be really strong. It seems fun.
All hail the outgoing monarch, Walter A from last stream. All hail Walter A, last stream's monarch, and the new stream monarch, Anthony Floor. All hail. All hail. Hail's in chat. If you're not hailing, you'll be executed by the executioner.
Whoa, I didn't realize that we had one of those. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. We've got so many folks here tonight. We got Keto, we got 5'9", Torch Sin, Elijah's here, Brody Ham hanging out. Got Andrew. We got Rock, Tyler. Man, we got so many of the usual suspects. Thank you all so much for hanging out tonight. Walter is here from the previous stream, previous Monarch. Dude, thank you all so much. Food time here as well.
All hail.
I've been playing a lot of Warcraft with Food Time lately, dude.
Oh God.
Food Time and I have been bonding on the rolling hills of Westfall as of late.
I choose to ignore that. I choose to ignore that that's
all
even happening. Words, everything you just said means nothing to me.
That's fair.
I choose to ignore it.
That's fair.
Chat, want to mention real quick, this stream is sponsored by the MTG Summit. MTG Summit is an event happening at the end of October to which we are going. If you want to buy a ticket to the MTG Summit in Salt Lake City at the end of October, number one, you'll see us there. Number two, there's a ton of crazy creator events they've got me and Jake all just participating all inside of.
Lots of finger dances will be there.
Always finger dances. Make sure you use the code JJAM if you check out to get your badge in advance over at MTG Summit. We will have more about the MTG Summit later in this stream. Thank you to the MTG Summit for sponsoring this stream. And yeah, we're gonna sell some badges later. I want everybody to buy badges later.
There is going to be a lot a lot of fun things to do at the MTG Summit this year.
Yes.
Last year, it was a huge success. It was one of the best events of the year. Tons of, MTG personalities were there, be it content creators or, actual people who work on the game. So it's a big event. It's going to be a great time. It's at Salt Lake City. And yeah, we're going to talk about it right after this first segment. We had something funny happen. I actually, speaking of WoW, I was playing with Food Time, and last night Food Time shared this anime video with me. And I'm just going to own this. At first, I was thinking, oh man, this is going to be cringy. And it really isn't.
I haven't seen it yet.
If you don't like anime, you may not like it, but
yes.
I'm excited to get your reaction to it, Joel, live, because I watched it last night, and yeah, it was pretty interesting. It was pretty cool.
I'm pretty on the record too as not being a fan of anime, so I'm excited to see what I think of this. It's not really
very
for
medium
me
on anime, because sometimes I love it, like immensely,
right?
Like I love Death Note, but I don't go out of my way to like watch all of it. Like I've watched Dragon Ball Z,
right?
I've watched we watch a bunch of the Miyazaki.
You're talking about that movie,
kind of
right? The Dragon Ball Z movie. That's what you're talking about.
Evolution, I watched a ton of the the live, of course, yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Watch that a lot.
Yeah.
Look, I've actually seen I haven't seen Demon Slayer. I've seen Ninja Scroll. Look, Anthony Floor with the $2 super chat, reinforcing their status as Stream Monarch. All hail. Crowns in chat for Anthony F, your Stream Monarch at $10. Imidane was very impressive in the pre-release. Dealt 16 damage in one turn with my Izzet Spellslinger deck. Was very impressed. Yeah, I can't wait to build that. Super excited.
Bruiser with the $2 says, took second at pre-release, pulled a Ristic study.
Oh, nice. Which one?
Nice, Bruiser.
Which one of the Ristic studies, eh?
Bruiser,
Anime?
you have some sleeves coming to you in the mail as well.
Sid, thank you very much. I got a haircut today, and so this is like fresh,
looking sharp,
fresh barber styled. I got a work trip next week, and then we got Vegas at the end of the month. So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to the barber today. I'm getting the full shoop, getting the beard trimmed up, getting the stash on point, getting the hard part. Got to go for the hard part. That's how you know you don't fuck with me.
This for me, this is the way that you clean yourself up and do like very minimal, like nothing, is you shave this down here off. You make sure that there's no neck hair here.
Right. I do the same thing.
And then it's just basic. It's basic. Like you got to go somewhere today. You got to go somewhere. And you know that if you leave all of this going for like, like the 4 or 5 day this, it's like, I've only been around loved ones. I'm at the house, hanging out with the
They're
girlfriend,
long past judging
the
me.
wife, and it's like, you might have some hairs going on. But yeah, if you have to like, all right, I'm going to go into the world, I'm going to see some people. We want them to think that I have it figured out, and that, we want them to think that, oh yeah, that guy, he's shaving his neck every day. That guy always looks like that. He's always keeping it together.
Oh wow, Ninja Scroll. Everybody's reacting to my old school pick. Somebody showed it to me in college because it was crazy, and it was crazy. I don't know what the story was, but the scenes were nuts.
What was that one? What was Ninja Scroll?
There was a scene in the woods where this big giant guy has this like double-bladed sword that he holds in the middle, and he can like spin the double-bladed thing, and it's through this forest, and they're all trying to avoid it and get to him so they can fight him. There's a very graphic scene where he's like, it's hard to even describe part of it and still stay monetized on YouTube.
Yeah, he's like he's cutting people in half.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff.
easy.
It's just like extremely dark and violent. Yeah, that's right.
There's a scene where he's captured a woman, and he's a bad guy. You know what I'm saying? So it was a tough one.
I remember this now.
It was really cool. It's one of those movies you watch in college because you're like, oh, you got to see this episode, see the scene where this happens, But yeah, it was good. Look, chat, what's on your mind in MTG? Anything on your minds? Anything on your collective minds? What is the big news? What is happening right now that has you going, And
God,
I want
so funny.
I want MTG questions. I do not want Lorcana questions. We are never going on another Lorcana tangent. This is not Jake and Joel are Enchanted. This is Jake and Joel are Magic. So we're looking for questions.
Food Time says that scene stood out for him, and that really does speak to just how like well done that scene is, you know, from being like just impactful, like visually impactful. It sticks with you. It's not something that you forget.
When I can't remember if I had seen Kill Bill 1 and 2 yet either. I can't remember when those came out in relation to when I saw Ninja Scroll, and so
Kill Bill 1, man,
would have potentially been my first exposure to like sliced off appendages going
oh yeah,
because Ninja Scroll was very that style. And so
Kill Bill Volume 1 was like next level. Like that one fight
of my favorite
at the end of that
time.
movie. Yeah, it's just amazing.
Oranishi fight, is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Oh, dude, the Oranishi fight with the little bambooo water spout going the whole time. Clink, clink.
Yes.
And then they don't the music doesn't even kick in until the very end once Kiddo's already been like sliced one time and she's like, dah, dah, and then they're
yeah, dude. It's great scene.
Oh my god, dude,
great
that
scene.
movie's so fucking sick.
And her taking on the crazy 88. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that led into that scene.
Jake and Joel are Enchanted sounds like a D&D channel.
Have y'all played, Bruiser said, have y'all played Oathbreaker before? Have not played Oathbreaker. Very aware of Oathbreaker. I am very Old Man Yells at Clouds when it comes down to brand new formats. To even, you know, like it's cool that they got made official by Wizards and that puts them in like Scryfall listings for legality and stuff like that. So it's not just like a grassroots thing anymore. But, you know, why did they make it official? Probably because it's sort of like Brawl and they're hoping it'll sell some more packs. I mean, you know, that whole Brawl thing where they were going to release specific Brawl decks, that sure went away real fast. After they like dropped Corvold and Arcane Signet into the world, they were like, yeah, that's probably enough of those. So
Brawl.
With Oathbreaker, I'm just very, it's not like I'm even hesitant. Or resistant. It's just not something that I pursue in the time that I have available. I just want to play Commander. That's pretty much it. It's either Commander or Starfield for me as far as what I want to be doing with my free time that is gaming. So maybe some point it'll be Commander and Oathbreaker, but until then, it's gonna be Commander and Starfield.
MTG Gaming Bob says, I still have a signed Subma Spring, and up here he did say, well, good evening. What are the chances we will ever have another OG foil quest? We are thinking about it. Bob says, respect the Grazer. It is on our mind. We know that it is a popular series and people want it back. So it is not something that we're going to say goodbye to forever.
Yeah, Mira, I'm loving Starfield so far. I haven't gotten to play Starfield since I played it on stream last Friday. And so my brain just keeps going, man, I want to be playing it. But I'm so busy right now that all of my free time is either going to a 1-year-old, my actual job, which is very tumultuous right now because there's a lot of layoffs company-wide. We've got this YouTube channel. I don't know if y'all have heard it, Jake and Joel are Magic. It is quite the endeavor behind the scenes. We spend quite a few hours on this thing. I hope y'all are able to notice. And so I haven't gotten to play games, period, since last Friday. The whole weekend was just booked up. So Starfield was sweet. You saw my entire reaction so far on stream.
Food Time, are you actually going to be at Vegas? If you're going to be at Vegas, we can 1,000,000% open the Amano box. That can be a video in and of itself.
Is Rabbit going to be a legit tribe?
You said non-zero chance. Okay.
In Magic the Gathering, there are currently 10. So what is it? Sir Fiery said, is Rabbit going to be a legit creature type in Commander? Is what I'm assuming you're asking for Commander. In the history of MTG, there are only 10 cards that include the type Rabbit. There are 3 green ones, 3 white ones, a blue-white one, a red one, a black one, and a blue one. So no, there are not enough creatures of that type, even if you went 5 color, which you would have to get all 10. I'm sure though, after that next set, Red Wall at Home, whatever it's called, we have Red Wall at Home. That's what that next set is called. I'm sure that we will
Is that what it's called?
I think it's called We Have Red Wall at Home. I think that there will probably be a significant amount of those creature types added in. Rabbit, things like Badger, things like, what else do we see? Fox, probably. So much so that they know players want it. And so we very may well get a precon commander that is just like rabbit creature type deck. That could be cool. Jake, here's a trivia question. There are 10 rabbits. I said one of them is blue. What is that?
It's the one from Commander Legends.
Wrong. That one's the blue-white one. The one that is specifically blue. Of the 10 rabbits, which one is the blue one? Rabbit creature type.
Visitrdrix.
You nailed it. I was curious.
That was going to be a a really big miss.
Yeah, the community is going. What do you think it is, Visitrdrix? Username Visitrdrix. What do you think is the blue rabbit, Visitrdrix?
Red Wall at Home, final answer.
That is what the next set is called. That's all I'm saying. Yo, somebody asked me about that Commander Yenna Red Tooth Regent. Jake, this is the one with the tap ability that chooses an enchantment you control that doesn't have the same name as an enchantment you control and creates a copy of that enchantment you control. I had somebody play this against me in Historic Brawl. I haven't played against it in Commander yet, but this person was playing it with...
They spank your butt?
Oh my god, dude. You can play whatever is the equivalent of like Oblivion Ring, and then you can make a copy of Oblivion Ring. So every single time you have an effect, they were making copies of their enchantment auras that made their lands tap for more mana. They were making copies because you untap her. If it's an aura that you make a copy of, she untaps. And you can just do it again.
Yeah, it's busted.
And you get to scry too, because, you know, why not? Let's just tack some more words on there. So my first review of Yenna Red Tooth Regent, playing it one-on-one at the very least in Historic Brawl, is that Enchantress decks are horseshit.
Yeah, they're very good. They're just strong. They're just generically strong because it's a popular archetype, and so it has tons and tons of support.
Ridiculoso. Yenna Red Tooth Regent, super insanity commander.
Oh, Food Time says a bored wizard once created a Visitrdrix out of a bunny and a piranha. Never made that mistake again.
That's right.
That is right.
Keto was asking about a new Wilds of Eldraine fairy that can do infinite mana. What is that combo? I haven't seen this. Is it new? Let me do a little search. I'm up. Set.
Rabbit tribal support coming in Bloomborough.
I thought I could search by set in Commander Spellbook. What's the name of the card? That'll help me. That'll help me. Enchantment decks are freaking broken. Yes, enchantment decks make me want to cry. Make me want to cry. Somebody sits down across from me with that.
Well, before we dig in too deep into this, we should do the anime reaction, and then that way we can talk about our channel sponsor this evening.
Yeah, we got the anime reaction here at 10 p.m. Let me do this. Yeah, I can look up the combo another time, chat.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I was just making sure that we were staying on track. Okay, good. Sounds good. It's a sleep cursed fairy. Okay. Yeah, the Omniscience anime art does look really good.
Okay. Jake, you want to set this one up?
Sure, just one sec.
My favorite confetti foil is the Ristic Study for sure. The Ristic Study.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Anime confetti foil is super sweet. Though I haven't seen a Blood Moon anime confetti foil, and that one could potentially be super dope.
All right, so this one, last night, hanging out with our mod Food Time, longtime friend of the channel, and he sends me this video of a 3-minute Wilds of Eldraine anime kind of like scene. I've seen it. Joel has not seen it. We're going to watch it now, and then we are going to talk about it.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Chat, let me know if the audio sounds good and say hey to YouTube.
Oh, hi. And so we can pause it throughout if we want to. Oh, can you actually turn the volume on for me? Sorry.
Oh, yeah, we'll run it back. Hang on, gonna have to reshare.
Yeah, that's all good. Perfect.
All right.
Sweet.
So the only other piece for this that you need to know is I am pretty actively not an anime fan. It's one of the things that people like least about me, but I just don't care about anime at all. People have shown me this like weird big bear creature that gets painted on children's bedroom walls, and that person makes a lot of different movies, and I think one's called Spirited Away. Yeah, one of them's called Spirited Away. And that
Joel's talking about a Totoro.
Totoro, yes, that big thing that gets painted on children's rooms walls. I don't know anything about any of it, and so this is very like non-anime fan reacts to anime, and we're gonna see what happens here.
Oh, I love this.
Miyazaki, yes, thank you. Totoro from Miyazaki, that's right. Okay,
that's right.
Here we go. All right, none of the characters have gone so far, so I think we're starting pretty strong.
Is there no volume on this? Just
you should be hearing the volume. Let me reshare.
Okay.
Screen. Yeah, I don't know what else to do to share the volume.
Okay.
I'm doing what I've done. Let's try it again. You're not hearing that?
Go ahead and play it again. Okay, nope. Hearing it. Good. Okay, we're good.
Did you have a volume thing down or something? Or did it just
it was at like it was the resharing. It was the resharing because the volume was at 50%, so I should have been hearing it.
Okay, here we go.
So what you did fixed it.
Non-anime fan reacts to anime. Everyone can hear the video edition. Here we go.
Everyone can hear it. Yep.
Good to go. You still hear it?
Yep.
All right, perfect. So yeah, that character didn't go yeah. So starting off strong. Brother and sister fighting against each other. Oh, that's Oko's.
Everyone said hi a little early.
That's Oko's son. Oh, and the witches. Now, I will say, I do listen to K-pop kind of regularly. And so if this turns into some kind of like K-pop thing, the music, I think that'll be really sweet. But
I didn't know that about you.
There's this band, Jake, that's called Blackpink. And Blackpink can get it with some like workout songs. I like to listen to Blackpink while I swim laps. And, you know, it's just really super, super hype. Blackpink in your area. Yep, that's exactly right.
Tell me who I am. I'm so tired of the game.
Oh yeah, dude.
I like to play the play, and she will get the one spark, one play.
I'm telling you, dude, it gets a little hype, man.
Yeah, one of my favorite things that happens in K-pop is when they randomly throw American phrases in there. Like, so
I
or like
understood
English
that.
phrases, yeah. And so when there's a random English phrase inside of a song that's in a language I don't understand, I'm just like, oh hey, oh, am I learning to speak this language? Wow, that just sounded like English to me. Oh, Ice Wall. There we go. Father's glaring dignity, mother's strength to sacrifice, and your hands always holding mine. Ayo, 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 ayo.
Ayo.
This is right.
Will のやり方ではこの国は元には戻らない。
元に戻すんじゃない。新たな平和を築くんだ。
それではお父様とお母様はどうなるの？
もう二人は戻らない。それでもローアンとなら困難も乗り越えられる。僕らは兄弟だろう。
That was kind of that noise. That was kind of that anime noise that every time I watch anime, I laugh when they go.
It sounds like Link getting hurt in Ocarina
exactly. And it's in every anime I feel like I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like lots of breath mouth reactions. I don't know if that has a name, if breath mouth reactions is kind of an anime meta. Is that a meta in anime?
They're called BMRs.
Man,
the BMRs. He's got some good BMR.
Yeah, dude.
BMR action. Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Food Time says this was animated by I don't know how to pronounce that. The studio behind animating Naruto and Bleach. Oh, nice. Okay, so that's pretty cool.
That is cool. I wondered, I'm like, why go through all this trouble to make this and not just make like a full episode? I mean, I know why. It's a ton more work than 3 minutes of video, but
it would be cool.
It feels like
it would be cool.
Yeah, it feels like this could be a whole episode. That would be so sweet, man. And they've talked about an anime, they've talked about an animated series. They talked about anime straight up. They've talked about this, and it just never comes to fruition.
I love how Kevin says English is American, apparently. When Joel goes, they say American phrases.
Yes. I am a big dumb American, okay? Everything is based off of my own perspective. Everything else is just a variant of my perspective. That's right. How things work. Write it down. Print
Canada
it.
is just North Americans.
Yes, Canada is the people above America. Mexico is that place south of here.
Okay. All right, let's finish up this last little bit.
Lots of camera shake in this scene. Lots of like, we need to make this feel alive. I feel like the water's doing it. I don't know why we need all the camera shake. Moving on.
Arigato.
Arigato.
いつもそばにいてくれて。それでも。
Uh-oh.
私は。
Oh God. However, I know an infinite combo. However, I am one of the more powerful CEDH commanders printed recently.
I like those pauldrons.
Oh yeah.
All right, so there we have Rowan, Scion of War, and Will, Scion of Peace.
Nice.
Just a little hype trailer.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about it? Just like I was kind of like where you were, which was
I
make
think
a full episode or an 8-episode season.
It is pretty cool. It's nice. They are really pushing into anime recently. This was like a card treatments, and now they're really pushing it pretty hard. I wonder if they're like trying to take more advantage of the Japanese market or appeal more to this fan base. Maybe something is showing that the fans of these things are tappable to play, MTG more if we kind of theme it into their whole thing. I do like it. I didn't dislike it. It would really be about the whole episode, right? If there's good enough story, good enough characters, stuff that's not laughable. A lot of anime to me just seems so like ridiculous, and I know that's part of it, but the wilder the stuff happening, I'm just like, yeah, I don't think this is for me. That is weird what's happening right there. But this is a cool approach. I'm kind of amazed that they wanted to put this much resource into making something like this, and it not being a whole series or not being an episode or not being something they can sell or make money off of, because this just being a trailer, it feels like, wow, you could have, they just moved that that 3D animation budget, they moved it to this.
It seems like a hype trailer to accompany those super expensive cards that are in the anime treatments.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it's like there's this thing going on in Wilds of Eldraine that, if you're in chat and you don't know, there are variants of cards that appear in like an anime treatment, kind of reminiscent of War of the Spark, which had the alternate art versions that only appeared in the Japanese boxes. And so they're the most expensive versions. The confetti foil versions of those cards are what players are really looking for when they open a Wilds of Eldraine collector booster.
I thought that she got absolutely aced here. Just like
eviscerated.
Chalked, because this move right here, Will goes full Chad, kicks her away from him, and then does the backflip. Do we even need the spin around? He's got her right here. He pushes her off. Boom, right there. Shoom, one down. This sword hasn't moved. It ain't ready to block. Bring it down here on her left shoulder, and boom, you're done. But the Mega Chad spins, shoulders his blade, brow, right through the tummy, baby. But
I see. It looks like it.
Yeah. I mean, he blasts her so hard with his ice sword. Look, by the way, daylight. No clouds in the sky. Brow! And then suddenly he's like, I chopped you in half so hard, it rains, bitch. And so we see one more shot. We gotta go to
Ayo.
Look at this.
Am I right?
He's like, what's up, bitch? Welcome to my wet world. You are in half. It is raining, and I'm holding a sword of vengeance. Suck it. How you doing?
Is she in half?
I wish. I mean, tell me that this shot doesn't look like. I mean, again, we gotta appreciate. I got you. I've won. But this is maximum flex for the streets. Boom. Like, look at that move, dude. You telling me he's not in half? Brow. What did he do? Just go past her, and he's like, I'm gonna intentionally not cut you because you're my sister, and I just want to prove I won.
Yeah, maybe he just gave her a little bit of a grazing wound.
A little grazing wound. And then, so we're here, we're fighting, full daylight, like blue sky.
Baby scratch.
Not a cloud visible. Shing! Chad move happens, and then we go, and he's like, what's up, baby? Ice
and she's
magic.
Like, I'm hurt. She's like, I'm hurt.
Ice magic. Now it's raining. We are not fixing it. We're building a new piece. Yeah, she needed some kind of crown.
She's not hurt.
No, I mean, well, look, yeah, they have this chat where she does some good mouth reactions, and look, yeah, she's like, I'm good.
Yeah, she's standing.
I'm just gonna
go. I think he gave her a baby scratch.
I gotta go talk to people about my combos where you can use really crazy black enchantments and run all your life down and then hit somebody for 39.
It's a classic battle of Rakdos versus Azorius.
Classic battle. I just one more time. I got a swing, bitch. I don't know why he needed to go that hard, but he did. It's your sister, Will. Relax.
I mean, sometimes if the hatred is that intense, you're able to look past your relatives and see them as your enemies, I guess.
I guess so.
It's kind of how this is speaking to me here. Is
yeah, the whole story opened with them on Eldraine. Their parents died in the Phyrexian invasion, and now he's like, we got to be sweet and bring the whole kingdom together and reunite everybody and try and be understanding and peaceful and love. And she's like, how about I just go around and kick everybody's ass until they agree to be peaceful and join our kingdom. And that's what the story of this one is about. So
it's very Rakdos of you. We need to do it in a more Azorius kind of nature.
Correct.
And she's just like, no.
Right.
And he's like, well, we're gonna.
And then you got past that, you got the Fairy King telling Oko's son that he's got to kill the 3 witches. So there you go. That's what it's about, chat. That was the anime trailer. Not bad.
That was the anime trailer, and shout out to Food Time for putting that on our radar and it becoming part of the stream.
Yeah, mucho apreciado, Fudo.
Thank you, Fudo. He's gonna be like, everybody who's watching the stream is gonna think I'm called Fudo.
We only call you Fudo. Wow, my face is so red in the shot because of this anime scene I've got here. Rakashika,
oh wow!
Makashika,
yeah, look at you.
You look like you're friends. We are.
You look
friends.
like you're at the red light district, walking around.
That is not a place I like to spend time, though.
Yeah. Fudo, Frodo's cousin. That's right. Thanks, Fudo.
All right, everybody. So tonight we are going to go over great pickups right now. Jake and I picked through Commander Masters, and we're going to be picking through Commander Masters a lot in the coming weeks as those prices fall. But what we've done is we have pulled together a full list of cards that are under $1, like starter collection. You can take one $20 bill and get every single card we're going to talk about. Pretty sweet.
That's
Jake's
right.
put us together a pretty sweet list, and we're going to knock that out. And then we're going to talk about the cards from last year that were actually being played, the top played cards from 2022. Everybody at the end of every year, us included, are like, oh, we got to put together our best of the year. But we're going to put that to the test and see what actually is there.
And these are cards that were not reprints, correct? These are the cards that were
first printing last year.
That came out of first printing last year that are still making an impact.
Yeah.
But before we get into both of those segments, which are going to be the main parts of this stream, we do want to give a proper shout out to the MTG Summit, who is this stream sponsor, and we're going to tell you a little bit more about the MTG Summit right now. So shout out to them.
Yeah, MTG Summit, thank you for sponsoring this 100%. Jake, what were you going to say?
I was going to say we do have a code, which is code JJAM. If after we get done talking about the MTG Summit, you want to come meet us there, say hello, come be part of the festivities, make sure you use that code. And yeah, let's just go ahead and talk about it. We should just dive in.
Yeah. So Magic Summit's happening October 26 through 29 this year in Salt Lake City. You can see right here, this is the MTG Summit hype video from last year. The MTG Summit has more of an old school Magic Grand Prix feel. There's way more emphasis they feel at their convention than other popular conventions for MTG. There's more focus on gameplay opportunities, making sure every type of MTG player has got a place where they can play MTG their way. Huge commander area. There's a ton of different events and passes you can get. We'll go in and we'll talk about the VIP pass pretty soon. But all the pass purchasers are getting entered in to win a potential Mox Pearl, which is pretty sweet. So yeah, make sure when you check out, go get your pass in advance. Do us a favor. If you're going to the MTG Summit, go ahead and go buy your pass today or tomorrow if you can. Use code JJAM and they will see the JJAM community is ready to take the Magic Summit by storm.
Yeah, so there's some really fun stuff in here. Last year, it was a big success. We were talking with Carlos, who put this all together, and a ton of big personalities came out. There were a ton of great events, lots of prizes. Like Joel just said, really anything you want to do, we're going to do there. And much like everybody's excited for Vegas, this seems to be like just right on par with something like that, except there's not going to be a big degenerate casino scene that you can go to at the end of the night.
The Ultimate Guild VIP badge is the most expensive badge you can buy for this event at $750. This is including Thursday night access, a special Thursday night event, dinner and entertainment on that Thursday, early access Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You've got exclusive drafts with pros and us, special guests. You've got a creator clash experience with special guests, us. We all are going to be assigned pre-cons and play in a tournament together. A bunch of VIP badge holders and creators. Us. And us. Commander Arena access all 3 days, battle event vouchers, on-demand event vouchers, a playmat, your commander vouchers, main event access with the playmat, which we'll talk about the main event. I'll pull that up and Jake can tell us about the main event. But you got dual land events, you got your summit pass for 3 days, a whole bunch of swag. There's a whole faction thing where you can choose and fight for a faction this entire weekend, and you get a custom foil playmat and a hoodie in the faction of your color. There's just so much going on. But I gotta say, man,
the way I feel about that badge is that's the badge where like you book your travel and you buy that badge, and that's pretty much like all you need to do, because
you're gonna have too much.
A whole bunch of it comes with a bunch of on-demand vouchers, so pretty much you're gonna stay busy the whole time. So yeah, if you book that badge and your travel, you're pretty much set, other than, you know, getting yourself some food every now and again. Pretty cool.
So the main event here, Jake, it's 125 to enter, and it is the Mox Mystery event.
Okay, so let's talk through this one. We're going to get a $25 discount on this event when you purchase it together with a Summit VIP pass. Over 25,000 value in prize support. That sounds good. Winner gets a Mox of their choice, RC invite, and a Summit Champion trophy. 2 to 4 get their pick of the remaining Mox. Jeez. Top 8 get custom foil playmat, top 8 pin, top 8 patch, top 32 get the 2023 pin, top 64 get the 2023 Summit patch, and then players 5 to 64 share in 80,000 prize ticket payout. Jeez.
Yeah.
Which you can go take to booth, buy cards, other swag, deck boxes, all that stuff. 3 days Summit entry is included with a Summit playmat, deck box, lanyard, and wristband, and all players will receive a main event playmat. So, I mean, above and beyond to make sure that people are getting something good. I mean, and this one's only 125, right? So,
yeah, 125 to enter. Top 4 are getting their choice of any of the Mox in pick order. It's a marathon of an event too. It sounds so fun. Day 1 is 8 rounds of sealed. Day 2 is new sealed pool that cuts to a top 8. Then the top 8 draft, and the winner of that gets to be the champion, which gets the Mox of their choice and all of this other swag.
I mean, that's just massive. I mean, clearly,
I love this.
And event. Now we talked about this in the last stream, and you asked me which one would I pick, and I said, well, you know, I would probably go with Sapphire because blue, or Mox Jet because black. But that is such a big hit. Let's just say if you did hypothetically win and you get to pick a Mox Jet, just going to go over to eBay and see, or a Mox Sapphire.
I think it's crazy that top 4, you would see like an event like this, the top 1 person gets to pick from the Mox, and then 2 through 4 get prizes and a handshake. But all of the top 4 getting the Mox, pretty insane. Anybody in chat, is anybody already planning on going? Has anybody already got a ticket, or is planning on going, or is going to go buy their ticket right as soon as we stop streaming?
I mean, okay, so a mock sapphire, like a beat to crap one that's like a 2.5 from unlimited graded is like a $3,000 card by itself.
No, we're talking
So-
legitimate moxes, not 30th anniversary proxies. We're talking
these
about
are not-
actual moxes.
Yeah, this is actual cards from unlimited. But yeah, it's going to be a pretty good time. If anybody is going to book a ticket, do make sure that you use the code, because this is a sponsored stream and we would love to show them that that the stream does something.
Yeah, absolutely.
But don't feel obligated like I'm going to go do this just to support Jake and Joel, but I'm not going to go.
I am saying the opposite. Do it just to
do that.
support us. Do it just to support us. Buy the 750 badge to stay at home and feel good that you supported us. Do it.
There you
it.
go.
Look,
If you have 750 burning a hole in your pocket and you are living real life Brewster's Millions right now,
do
then
it.
yeah, go buy
Go
100
buy
of the
go buy
badges and
100
stay
of
home.
those. Use our code and give us the big old thumbs up. 3-day summit pass. This is the minimum. This is what it costs you to get into all 3 days. It's only $30, y'all, to get into the whole thing. So what you're going to do is you're going to go in here, you're going to add it to cart. Then you're going to go to your shopping cart and you're going to check out. When you proceed to check out, you're going to log in, but we're not going to log in because I don't want to log in. Once you go far enough, oh, here we go. Go down here to apply discount code JJAM. It ain't a discount code, but it is a code. Boom. You use the coupon code JAM. Yeah, baby. No discount applied, because it's not a discount code, but it is going to help us out directly, and it's going to show the people that you want to go to Magic Summit because of Jake and Joel or Magic, and we would appreciate that.
Refa says Jake is the angel on my head and Joel is the devil, is my understanding.
Welcome to our channel. Welcome to the show.
Oh, that's so funny.
Jake tries to keep it low key, and all these people hating on me ain't got no boats and no skis.
That's why I shave all of this off the bottom, to make it seem like I have it together.
Don't say shave off the bottom to me ever again. Chat, we really want to thank Magic Summit for sponsoring this stream. Make sure if you are near or want to fly to or can teleport to Salt Lake City at the end of October, you should definitely be attending Magic Summit. You should definitely be buying your $30 badge in advance, and you should definitely be using code JJAM. JJAM. That's
Last
the
year,
code. Use the code.
Last year, author Sanderson was there. Prolific author.
Sandra Branderson.
That's right. Was there with the cube. Most expensive MTG cube. Crazy. Insane stuff going on. I'm excited about it, and we hope to see some of you there as well.
Renowned artist Sandin Branderson song.
That's right. That's right.
Sandin Branderson will be there playing his Insanity Cube.
Sandra Branderson.
There he is. There's Sandrin Branderson right there. Sandrown Branderjohn.
You're very funny to me.
How many people can we name?
You're
Professor.
just a big old troll. There's
Professor.
Yeah, let's just name people. There's Reed Duke. There's Talia Vest.
Talia.
There's EDH Rec to her bottom left.
Yep. One guy. There's Kenobi looking sexy. Oh, we're
Very
really gonna
sexy.
out ourselves not knowing people here. Here's Olivia.
Yeah, I don't know anybody. I see MTG Nerd
Rachel.
Girl. I see LSV.
Yeah. Sandin Brander's song.
And maybe
Ali Eldrazi. Oh,
We did
Sam
great.
Black.
we did great.
Oh, look, it's EDH Rec again behind him in MIT.
This has been a successful promo.
Yeah.
This has been a successful
This
sponsored
has been
promo.
a professional sponsored segment.
This has been a professional sponsored segment. I second that. And will you be there? That is the question that you have to wrestle with inside of your brain.
Show us. Show us. Be there. See us. Buy the things. Use our code.
Then we have 2 main segments coming up now.
Yeah, but
that are going to be extremely exciting. What is the first one that we're doing?
Eldraine top commander cards. Nope.
No, these are the top commander cards this year or something.
Commander Masters.
Oh, the 20 cards under $1.
Yaz. Sub $1.
Yes. Okay, this is going to be great. This is going to be great, folks.
All right. You need to take a bio, or are we jumping right in?
Yeah, let's do 1 single minute and I'll be right back.
Okay, 1 single minute.
1.1 minutes. So that would be like a minute and I'm wasting my minute. I'll be right back.
Bye-bye. Mirror Ashes says, man, I wish I could. Maybe next year. Yeah, don't let it FOMO you out, y'all. Obviously, we're going to be there. We encourage people to go. We are sponsored. We want people to go. We also believe in the event. We like the event a ton. But do not FOMO. I was not being serious when I was talking about spending your money for no reason. That was a joke. I want to clarify that when I was saying that joke about not spending your money, I was just joking. Sandler Brandonson. All right, let me see your best version of Brandon Sandersong's name. That's what I want to see. All right, Jonathan, we'll see you very soon. Get safe and come back. Petition to make your room mirror his, so when you're on the screen, it looks like you're in the same room. That's funny. You know what I could probably do is like, I could mask myself and put a green screen behind me. Yeah, I could put a green screen behind me and just take a picture of his background. That'd actually be funny for a stream one week. Do that without him knowing and see how long it takes him to notice that I'm also sitting in his room. That'd be pretty funny. Sandelson. We can only have son at the end of one of the 2 words. So did that anime video swing you into being an anime fan? No, unfortunately not. I did not dislike it, but I'm not suddenly like, oh my God, Studio Ghibli. Was that supposed to be my reaction? If that was supposed to be my reaction, we're in a terrible spot because that wasn't anywhere close. Sandal Birkinson. Yeah. Sandalamir Brandersonaculum. Oh, now we're getting MTG-ish. I like that. Band-Aid Stanfordson. That's a good one. I like Sandal Birkinson. Sandalamir Brandersonalacrum. Brandersonalacrum is actually really good too. Sandalson Brandedelier. Bam Bam Sinbadson. That's one of my favorite authors. Author of The Way of Kings. Brandong Simulacramon. Would I watch an MTG anime, Joel? Debug? Probably. I'll answer this from a personal standpoint, and I'll answer this from a person that has an MTG YouTube channel. No, probably not. And then, yeah, probably so. Might as well. People will want to talk about it. I need to have an opinion. So it's like, you don't understand the dichotomy there? There are some things, like, I used to really read the story a lot. I kind of got scorched by the story, and so I stopped reading the story. And so I'll still read chapters to kind of keep up with where it's at so I can talk about it and have an opinion on it. But I don't read the whole thing. I'll just be honest with you. And it would be the same thing if there was an anime. I would probably watch it just so I could talk about it. Jake, would you watch the MTG anime if there was an MTG anime?
Yeah, if it came out and was a recent thing, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would watch it just so that I could talk about it.
Would you watch it if it was a thing from like 87?
Fuck yeah, because that would mean that it came out like 6 years before, and so it would be some like precursor content before the game even existed.
Yeah, it's like what everything is based on.
Yeah. Yeah, I would watch that.
I could see that. Yeah, I could see that.
And I would hope that anything that came out today would be good, but you never know.
A 90s
Huge,
MTG anime would be crazy, yeah. McDonald's nugget sauce is a choice.
What are your McDonald's nugget sauces of choice? Okay, so if I go to McDonald's,
Sweet and sour for
I'm
me.
probably going to get a McChicken, and then I'm going to put a sweet and sour on it.
Yeah.
Yep. Right on it. As
the
it
real
comes.
question is, what are your MTG sauces of choice? Oh, we're going into a vortex.
I don't know, but I would be cooking them on my witch's oven.
Oh shit. Oh shit. You could sacrifice them and they would come back. Is that what you're telling me?
I would too.
Is that what you're saying to me? Could you see that?
Keto sent me something here.
Hey, chat, y'all want to help me pick the background for this? What's a good
Infinite
background
mana combo? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
What should I search for a background for a Commander Masters video? Let's make it a castle loop. Is there a castle loop?
Keto says infinite mana combo in WoW standard is EDH playable for real. Sleep Cursed Fairy, Kami of Whispered Hopes, and Patchwork Crawler or Agatha's Cauldron. Okay, we'll have to take a look at that.
I found the Commander Masters background, bro.
Foil Witch's Oven from Commander Masters is 15 cents. Jeez. Yeah, that's why we're going to be talking about some cards here that are going to be, and this is going to be a fun one.
We are actively showing them how the sausage is made. But you know, sometimes.
Oh yeah, this is it.
Yeah, this is definitely it. I'm going to close it to.
Slow it. Yeah, slow it way down.
Well, you can only make it so slow or it gets choppy. Like if we go here.
Yeah, that's great. That's lo-fi. Yeah, 69. 69 seems good. Yeah, look at that. Endless Castle.
80 looks good.
Yeah, this is this is something.
Really gives you vertigo to watch this video.
Yeah, this is exactly what we need. This is exactly it.
All right. All right. Oh, chose the wrong one. Let's try again.
Oh, wrong directory.
Subadala. We need a new directory. Here's the new directory.
All right.
Yes. Here in the castle. All right, can you see my screen
I'll
okay?
This one in. This is fine.
You can see my screen okay? All right, let's just double check one more time. Last card is Blast Zone. First card, Reality Shift. Chat, I need everybody to be waving right now. Please wave in chat. I need you to say hey to YouTube because we're about to talk to YouTube and make a little video. We're going to talk about some Commander cards. Who wants to talk about some Commander cards? And please, if you've got some good thoughts or some little input to make, please drop it in chat and you might be in a YouTube video. Jake, I'm ready when you are.
All right, we do have 167 people watching, so help us get to 100 likes while this video is going. Let's get into it. Commander Masters came to us only a few weeks ago, and we are all excited for Wilds of Eldraine. Wilds of Eldraine is going to be coming out in just a couple days.
Wilds of the Drain.
Wilds of the Drain is coming out in just a couple days, and when we get to it, everybody will already start forgetting about it and start thinking about the next set. But we are going to be talking about some cards today that are all from Commander Masters, that are all under $1. A lot of cards really got the great reset as far as price goes when this set came out. It's been one of the most anticipated sets in a while. And so we've got a ton of reprints of a lot of staples. You're going to see a bunch of staples in this video. And the purpose of this video is for 20 bucks, you could build yourself a nice little starter set of some cards that are going to be good for the foreseeable future, unless major changes happen to Commander. So yeah, the first card we're going to talk about is Reality Shift. It's an excellent card. That is a great removal spell in blue. If you are in blue-white, you don't need it because you have so many white exile spells. But if you're playing like a blue-red or a mono-blue, Reality Shift is one of the top-tier cards that you can put in there as far as removal goes.
Yeah, you can't downplay the power of exile target creature. on a 1 blue pip, 1 other instant speed. It's just a really solid card. Yeah, I would honestly argue, Jake, your point about white, any deck that's not blue-white. I mean, black is mostly destruction, green's going to be fight, so any Simic deck definitely wants this removal spell. And yeah, like you said, blue-red is going to have like deal damage, and if it dies this way, it gets exiled, but nothing's going to have the straight-up exile of the go away like Reality Shift is going to have. Another excellent blue card. You can actually get Reality Shift back with this. It's Torrential Gearhulk. This card was a demon in its own standard time and remains a very strong EDH card for casual fun tables. Just getting that instant speed back for just absolutely free. You don't even have to spend any mana to cast it, and this has flash, so you can do it at any time. You could flash it in to counter a card. You could flash it in to get some ridiculous high mana value instant speed cast for free. Just really strong.
Yeah, it's just one of those cards that, you know, it's a pretty casual card. It's kind of top heavy at 6 mana, but it's very good. A lot of the cards that have flash with big ETBs are very strong. So this is a card that if you're just looking to have like a big blue splashy creature, you could get this one for like 59 cents right now. It's remarkably different from when this card was taken over standard, like Joel was talking about. Torrential Gearhulk was as high as like $30 at one point. And so it's gone through a massive adjustment.
Yeah, still remains a very strong 6-cost creature, as does Demon Lord Belzenlock.
That's right, Demon Lord Belzenlock. 2 black, 4 other for a big old 6/6 flying trampler. It ETBs, and you exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land, put it in your hand. That card's mana value is 4 or greater. Repeat the process, and it deals 1 damage to you for each card put into your hand this way. So it's just a big demon, a nice relevant creature type. It digs deep. This is another one of those cards that, while it was scarce before it got reprinted, it was kind of like expensive, and now under $1. I think it might be 49 cents, 50-cent card.
Big flampling demon that can refill your hand, and it's always going to hit at least something. You're not going to hit lands with this because it's only looking for non-lands, like a big flampler that can refill your hand. How about one of the most critical pieces of removal? This is up there with like Imprisoned in the Moon for most powerful commander removal that exists, because it just turns it into nothing, and you can't do anything but sack it. It just becomes ridiculous.
You have to get rid of Darksteel Mutation, right? And it's about dealing with the enchantment. This is one of those cards that always sits at like $2 when it hasn't been reprinted. It's in a big dip right now. It's like 70 cents or like 60 cents. It's a card that gets reprinted in commander decks fairly often, but this just appears in the set. So if you're missing out on this card, if you don't have it, now's a great time to save on it.
I'll tell you what you're missing out on, and that's subscribing to our channel. Statistically, only 30% of you watching this video right now are subscribed to the channel, and you're missing out. You should be joining the 30% if you're chilling in the 70. So make sure you hit that sub button and come hang out with us on Wednesdays, because your chat, like Benjamin Wildman said, I like this in Oubliette, talking about the premium removal, like Darksteel Mutation in the format. Oubliette, Darksteel Mutation, Imprisoned in the Moon. It's just ridiculous to have a card go nowhere, because nowhere doesn't really exist in Commander anymore, but nowhere can still be achieved. Look at Hellkite Charger though, Jake. This is harkening back to our early days. I would play this in some of the first Commander decks I ever built. It's a flying haster for 6 mana. And when you attack on the next turn after you've untapped, or if you have 7 more mana, you can pay 7 and have a little combat step switcheroo. Combat step 2 right. Electric Hellkite Boogaloo can be achieved for just 7 mana.
That's right. This card does go infinite as well. So if you're able to create infinite mana and do that over and over and over again, that is a way to win the game with this card. I'm looking at the prices of it, and before this reprint, the card was sitting at like $4, and now you can get this card for 50 cents.
Yeah.
So right now, it's just kind of like whenever a big set comes out like this, if you have a little bit of money set aside, you can pick up a bunch of cards that you may not have a deck ready for them right now, but if you want them in the future, if you want to put them in a deck, you really have to take advantage of the window like this, where we do have a premium set like Commander Masters, where we can pick up a bunch of these cards. And you know, it's interesting because typically we would tell you to wait longer, but they're already going through massive adjustments and are already extremely cheap. So if you are waiting on it, then I mean, you can, but the risk is already very low. We
try to suggest only cards on the channel that are low risk of the current price that we would recommend them at. And so while we know that this set has more time to drop for some of the bigger cards, that's why we started with these 50-cent sub-dollar cards, so that number one, you could spend one $20 bill and pick up all 20 of them, and two, the risk is low. Dropping from 50 cents to 30 cents isn't going to hurt anybody's feelings. But Jake, how about 6 mana?
59-cent Inferno Titan, man.
Yeah, I mean, 6 mana, 6/6, throwing around lightning bolts when it enters or attacks. Chad, I got to get your take on this one because there's a lot of hot takes, Inferno Titan, Nooch, about the Titans. Are they good anymore? One's banned.
It's pretty casual, dude.
Yeah,
it's a pretty casual card.
Yeah,
it's a pretty basic card, but it's like, it's chill. It's like if you need a big red beater, it's a great card. It's just like, it used to be a mythic, used to be kind of expensive. I know that it's already, like, before this reprint, the card was already just like, you know, a $1 card, and you had the secret layer version that was the most expensive, and that was like a $5 version of the card.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, it's a cheap casual card. Once you get into a sweatier format, you're probably going to cut this and put in something else, but it's a good starting spot.
Yeah, it really is. Plus, it's got the Kev Walker art. Just such a cool piece there. That giant hand leaning on the top of a volcano climbing out. And I got to say, I like the flamethrower ability, which is that 1 red gets +1/+0, and you can just dump mana into that. I prefer that to, like, Death Touch on Grave Titan. Why does the 6/6 need Death Touch? Who knows? But it's got it.
Yeah.
Even though it's probably going to kill what it fights anyway. But Inferno Titan can just be like, I get through, I hit hard.
Yeah. And I love that you get the 3 damage on the attack, which is pretty sweet as well. You get to clean things up before you get in there.
Yeah.
Next up, Verdant Confluence. 2 green, 4 other for a sorcery with some nice modes on it. Choose 3. You may choose the same mode more than once. Put 2 1/1 counters on target creature. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand, or search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. It's just a big, splashy, modal green spell that's going to be generically good in most green decks. You're going to be able to either bolster a creature in a big way, get a bunch of stuff back from your graveyard, or you can go just be like, you know what, I'm going to use this turn to just tutor up 3 basic lands and be ahead on mana. You're in the right color for big splashy spell like this, so I like it at 49 cents.
I built a deck for Jake like 2 years ago that was a Cody deck. Jake loves the Confluence cards. Jake loves any card that says
like modes.
Make a choice. Choose 3, choose 1, choose 2, choose 3, whatever. Jake loves these types of cards. Jake, we've got to get this Cody deck actually played and tested up, because all it did, Cody is a deck about running non-permanents. It's only about running spells. You can add mana to get more spells casted and go crazy. And with these Confluence cards, you'd have a whole deck of choices. I called the deck Jake's Got Choices. And it's just about modal cards only in a Cody deck. But yeah, Verdant Confluence, it's a super fun card. Most of the cards on this list, they're under $1. It's an excellent starting place for Commander. It's excellent. These cards will just linger over until you tune a deck up to like that high power level. But until then, this is really fun casual cards. Be like, oh, I need a 99th card, need a 100th card for my green deck. Boom, Verdant Confluence, especially if you're in a counter deck. But the return in the library basic land search is going to be good. It's just going to be good.
Yeah. I mean, even for 6 mana in a deck that's, you know, medium power, just getting a couple things back and tutoring up a land can be a big impactful moment in a game.
Yeah.
You could even get that card for like as low as 16 cents. I'm seeing it so cheap right now.
Here's a under $1 commander that we encourage you to give a shot if you haven't given this commander a shot before. and that's Teysa Karlov. If a creature dying causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. So what you're looking at is a card that anytime you have a Blood Artist on the field, when a creature dies, your opponents are losing a life, you gain life, you're going to get multiple triggers off of that. So a good first way to lean this deck, even though there's a couple of ways you can build Teysa, would be an Aristocrats build, especially because the second part says creature tokens you control have Vigi and lifelink. So Teysa's doing a little bit of everything for Aristocrats, a little bit of everything for creature tokens decks. It's a really good starting place for if you want to try an Orzhov budget commander.
Yeah, exactly. The profile version of this card, which came out of the same set, is like a 30-cent card.
Yeah.
The etched version right now is $1. So if you do end up really enjoying this archetype and it's something that you think you're going to return to, you've got some fun versions of cards to choose from. This card is so popular as a commander that it has been given a lot of different treatments. It has a Secret Lair version, it has Multiverse Legends versions, but if you're just looking for a base copy to test it out, here's one that you can get for about 30 cents.
Yep, we want to have a nice little starter pack for Commander here.
Yeah, next up we have Felwar Stone. It's a 2-cost mana rock that it does what it does. Add 1 mana of any color that a land an opponent controls could produce. So at the bare minimum, as long as your opponents are playing lands, this should float for a generic mana for you.
Yeah, I want to see some hands in chat. Who has run Felwar Stone in a deck? We got 180 people watching right now. We should see 180 hands up.
Yeah, a lot of people get turned off by mana rocks that cost 3 and then don't have a big return. So a lot of people go for stuff like Felwar Stone,
right?
Mind Stone, Arcane Signet, that kind of stuff that's going to be able to give you, a return on a 2 mana investment. Cards like Signets and that kind of stuff people gravitate toward a lot. And so this is a card that's just extremely cheap right now, and it's just a commander staple.
Yep, it doesn't come into play tapped, which is kind of the last note about this card is it sticks to just, I'm a mana rock, I am 2 mana. Early game, you may be limited to 2 or 3 colors of choice. But late game, as long as all 5 colors are represented in the pod, you probably got a five color mana rock there. Jake, look at this art. I love that they swapped Cleansing Nova art to this one. They swapped this one like right after Strixhaven. What was the Kaldheim? Right after the Kaldheim precons, they swapped exclusively to this Marta Nail piece for Cleansing Nova. And it's just so gorgeous looking, bro. 5 mana sorcery, choose 1, destroy all creatures or destroy all artifacts and enchantments. It's the 5 mana board wipe, but it's still playable in Commander. There's lots of options for 3 mana, 4 mana board wipes in Commander, but if you want one that's going to give you a choice between your creatures and your artifacts and enchantments, get this version. Honestly, I see this having the most play in a creature heavy deck where you want to mostly like just wipe all the enchantments and artifacts off the board. Maybe your opponents, maybe just your friends. Yeah, exactly.
Go wide, go fast.
Yeah. You can also run it in a deck that's running mostly artifacts and enchantments and destroy all creatures this way and get around it. So yeah, really classic board wipe. It's included in a lot of precons, but that plus this printing of it has got this card for pennies.
Recently printed in a Secret Lair drop as well. So the price was already pretty low on this one, but yeah, it's just one of those cards where, man, what do I need in this deck? A board wipe. I've already got Wrath of God in here, but you know what? I want another one. Let's put Cleansing Nova in. Maybe in the future you switch it out for a Supreme Verdict. Maybe you end up really liking it and you just keep it in the deck. It's a good spell and it's extremely cheap.
As we move to our next card, I want to remind everybody watching this, watching live and watching after the fact, if you want to shop for any of these cards, use our TCG player link. It's in the pinned comment of this video. If you're watching this after the fact, chat, I just dropped it live for you. Click on that link, go purchase these from, or if you're going to purchase these from TCG player, go through our link before you do it. We get a little kickback, doesn't cost you anything extra, helps us grow the channel. Jake, here's another sweet enchantment. I'll let the enchantment guy talk about the Felidar Cat enchantment.
Yeah, I don't think this card really needs a lot of an introduction.
No.
This is a card that came out of
Zendikar Rising.
That's right, Zendikar Rising, and it has been popular ever since. It is just these enchantments that have landfall on them, where you get an effect whenever a land enters. Lands entering is something that we can all expect to do a lot in a game. This is a card that plays really well alongside decks that are going to tutor up extra lands in a turn. But it is a token generator, and it also is a card that is going to give our team pseudo vigilance as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to give us actual vigilance, but it's going to grow our team, and it's going to make it to where when they attack, they are not tapped. So it's a pretty sweet card, man. It does a lot for 4 mana. Once you play it, it just sits there. It either grows your board, makes your team wider, or makes your team taller. Strong
Yeah.
card.
Little card analysis note here, commander deck building note. Look for cards like this that scale with the game. You ask yourself, do I want this card as soon as it can come down or earlier on turn 4? Or would I mind seeing this card? And you do. You absolutely do.
Yeah.
Because you can start every land as a 2/2. That's crazy. And then ask yourself, would I also, if I top deck this, if I've got a developed board and I just need that one little piece to push me over the edge, will this be good? The answer is also yes. Play this, drop a land, your whole board grows up by 1 and can attack without tapping. It scales beautifully. It can help you rebuild late as well. So just a classic, super cheap card right now, under $1. And remember, chat, and people watching after the fact, I've seen this comment. If you can get all these for under $20, you could get special versions, foil versions, etched versions, alternate versions of these for just a little bit more. Right,
maybe
exactly.
$30 or less.
We are focusing on base copies here because this is really trying to come from the area. We've had a lot of people talk to us about like starting a commander collection. What do I buy when I'm just starting out? What's cheap? What are the staples? What do I need? Commander Masters is going to provide us a really unique opportunity, and that is a really huge dig of
just a swath of just like boom.
Build a collection, all of what you need. It's all right here. A ton of it is right here, right? And so you can buy it cheap. You can buy the special versions for a little bit more. But Heliod, God of the Sun, another enchantment. Other creatures you control have vigilance. Yeah, 99 cents. This card is under $1. Not a creature. It's indestructible. It's not a creature unless your devotion is 5. Other creatures,
yeah, pretty good.
You're making vigilance across all your creatures, and you're making 2/1 clerics for just a 4 mana investment. Really good.
Yeah, if you have something that makes activated abilities cheaper, something like a training grounds, then you could do this for cheaper. But it's just one of these cards that's very strong. It used to be a more expensive card, but now it is sub $1, even as a mythic in this set, even printed at mythic. I would understand it being less than $1 if it was printed at rare, but even as a mythic, it is at $1.
Yep.
So if you don't have this card, if you've ever been interested in it, the risk is very low.
Risk is very low. Oh, another enchantment card for the enchantment guy.
Yeah, Sigil of the Empty Throne. You got the 2 white, 3 other enchantment. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying. So it's, Joel loves this archetype. Enchantments matter, but this is just one that makes it to where all of your enchantments, you get residual effects from them.
Residual effects? You're calling a 4/4 flyer a residual effect? Bro, you're gonna win the game if this just sticks for too long. You're gonna slam a bunch of enchantments, bro. It's just gonna get insane. Also, this fits in my all chairs deck. I don't know if anybody's aware of my all chairs deck, but it's a good chair, floating chair. Love a floating chair. Good for your chairs deck. Also a positive toward purchasing that. All right, here's a less fun card, chat. We had to go for some mean stuff. Not everybody just wants to have a sweet fun time playing Commander when they're building their first collection. They're like, I know going in, I'm a control mage. Well, here's one as well. 2 blue, 1 other for a 5 loyalty walker. This is from War of the Spark originally, y'all, so it's got a passive effect. One of the first times we saw those passive effects on Planeswalkers, and now it's just so normal. Each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn. That doesn't sound like the most backbreaking thing, but I promise the first time...
It is.
The first time you have Narset on the battlefield and you play an effect like Wheel of Fortune that's going to make sure everybody's discarding their entire hand and drawing cards equal to, or that wheel is draw back up to 7. This is going to say no, they can't do that. So you're going to have everybody discard all of their hand, draw 1 card instead. You're going to get to draw 7, and then you're going to be the target at the table. Not even to mention
enemy number 1.
Right.
100%.
This can also dig down and get non-creature, non-lands from the top 4 of your library and put them right into your hand. And you can do that 2 times if you don't even proliferate this. I mean, this is just one of the craziest uncommon walkers of all time, right?
It kind of sits on the battlefield like an enchantment. If you have a way to protect it, you can use the ability twice and it'll just sit there with a 1 loyalty and prevent your opponents from being able to draw cards. It's really annoying for them, even if you're not casting a wheel type effect. But, you know, say I'm your opponent and you have this on the battlefield, I draw my first card of the turn, and now, you know, I have a couple spells in my hand, something like, you know, a Faithless Looting or something that's going to let me dig. And now I know that I can't even use that because I've already drawn a card. It just creates dead cards for your opponents, because a lot of people do like to run some draw spells in their decks to make sure that they're able to dig down, find the stuff that they want. And this card says, no, you may not.
You may not. Your veil has been parted. Consider your veil parted. Oh my God, an OG commander card.
Dude, from back in the day, man.
Yeah, dude.
Including it just because it's a 50-cent card.
Yeah.
A little bit expensive here. We got a 6-cost artifact duplicate. It's a 2/4. It has imprint. When it ETBs, you may exile target non-token creature. As long as a card exiled with duplicate is a creature card, duplicate has the power, toughness, and creature types of the last creature card exiled with duplicate. It's still a shapeshifter. So it's just a kind of an exile spell, and it gets the stats from what it exiles.
Yeah, chat, back in the day, we didn't have cool cards like Reality Shift. If you were not in colors that could exile creatures, you just didn't exile creatures. You didn't do that. That's not a thing. They weren't printing cards for Commander that are just getting all loosey-goosey with the color pie and being whatever they want to be. You ran duplicate and you liked it, and you walked uphill both ways to your Commander games. Exile non-token creatures. It's like we were talking about. In colors that run exile effects, you don't need this card, but not every card has to go in every EDH deck to be a viable Commander card.
That's right.
So I think this
we originally saw in Mirrodin, dude. The Mirrodin copy. That was the very first time we played against it. None of the other copies existed at that time.
The very first time I remember clearly, Dom played duplicate, said, all right, I'm going to exile target non-token creature. And I was like, and then what? When does it come back? He was like, no, it's just exiled. And I was like, what? The creature just exiles, just aces a creature? And of course he's building it into some Flickr stupid shit. And so you just, by the way, chat, you bounce duplicate and it re-enters the battlefield. I'll let you imagine what happens after that. So make sure that, you know, if you need exile in a deck that doesn't have good access to exile, you take a look at duplicate. Icon of Ancestry, really good for creature type decks. 3 mana. ETBs, you choose whatever creature type you've built your creature type deck around. Creatures of the chosen type get +1/+1, and you can pay 3 to dig 3, reveal a creature card of the chosen type, put it right into your hand. Boom. Done. Keep your hand full. Keep playing creatures onto the battlefield.
Just an excellent tribal card for like 89 cents, 79 cents. This is a card that I'm going to go ahead and look it up here really quick and see where its price was before this reprint, but there have not been a ton of printing. So this card, we did get a reprint of it in the Warhammer 40k decks.
Yep.
So that printing is worth like $1.70. The copy we're looking at right here is worth 50 cents. So not massive adjustments going on with this card. It's a completely fair card, but it's a very good card if you're playing decks of a chosen creature type.
Yeah, 100%. You really want to give it a look. It's nice to have it under $1. Same as all the signets. Every single signet was in this set, and every single signet is now under $1. It's not just Izzet signet we're considering in this, but you know, in decks that aren't green, these signets are something you should really consider, because you're kind of playing an additional land. It just represents a land because you see you tap one into it and it gives you two. So you can just kind of like clump it with your lands and tap them all together because it just basically plays the role of a land that can tap for either of those colors. However, you got to pay attention because most things can't destroy lands, but everything can destroy artifacts.
Can destroy artifacts. Yeah, this card right here is representative of the entire cycle. So we're not going to go through every single signet, but we just wanted to put these in here because this is another staple that appeared in this set. And now's a great time to grab these.
Ooh, Refa the Great. I really love this note in chat. Signets are great pickups for building a cube. That is 100% right.
Yes.
And while these are under $1, really great time to snag some, especially, again, like I said, for the colors that can't get lands onto the battlefield, like green, and any kind of cube that needs some smoothing of colors. Those are going to be fantastic for you.
And then this is one card that is over $1, and I think it's like $1.25, and it is Mirage Mirror. 3-cost artifact, and it has a pesky ability for 2. Mirage Mirror becomes a copy of target artifact, creature, enchantment, or land until end of turn. There are a lot of different ways to use this card to make it annoying for your opponents. So consider putting this one in the deck.
Yeah, I love that it's just instant speed and you don't have to tap it. It really can get pesky on the battlefield super fast. Talking about OG creatures for your commander deck. Back in my day, some decks didn't have ramp. You had to run a 4-mana 2/2 to get a basic land onto the battlefield and fix your mana. And then it also dies and gets you a card. Chad, I want to see, does anybody run this in any deck anymore? Tell me where you're supposed to run Solemn Simulacrum nowadays, because it's still a solid card. It's not going to be one of those cards you top deck late and you're like, yes, I'm going to win. But it is going to help you smooth out your lands if you're in a deck that's not doing that well. It's good for artifact affinity decks that are reducing the cost of it because it's a death trigger to draw a card. That's pretty sweet. It's just, at this point, Sad Robot has been power crept out of the more competitive tables, and obviously it's nowhere near CEDH, but I'm talking like 9s. I'm not even talking like 10s plus for the CEDH decks. Most people who want to play like better than 7, want to play 8 or 9, aren't playing this in their deck, but it's in a beginner set of commander cards, still viable.
I just love this card. Yeah, it's just one of those cards that it does pretty much everything you want to be doing in Commander. Getting lands onto the battlefield, drawing cards.
Yep.
Get it back with an Eternal Witness, doing it all again. So, yeah, even though it's not extremely sweaty, it's just, it's a feels good card. You never hate playing it. You know, you're like, okay, you know, maybe if the back is against the wall and your opponent has a bunch of flyers and you really don't have like anything to do after this, but you know, a lot of the time
that's when you send Solemn Simulacrum out onto the battlefield to announce your defeat. You put the white flag in the hand, you have it run out on the battlefield and just tell the opposing army that you've conceded. I'm seeing landfall synergies good in Oscar, good in anything that can sack it and return it. That's really strong. You know, got lots of different versions here. The new Corvold artifact creature type decks. Yeah, pretty sweet. Real quick, $2 super chat from Anthony Flores said mono black Monarch deck with Virtue of Persistence. Is that just a different deck that you want to try, or is that where Solemn Simulacrum can go? Not 100% following you, but thank you for that $2 super chat. We do appreciate it. Solemn Simulacrum, strong card from the past. Here's another one with that new art, Jake. They printed that new art again on this one.
Yeah, pretty sweet art here. This is a card that originally came to us in War of the Spark, and it is just, it's not for all decks. It is not for all decks. It is for decks that need to be able to create permanent destruction, that have trouble with that. So you might put this in a mono black deck, something where there's something that hits the battlefield, like an enchantment you've already used, Feed the Swarm, something like that. You need to deal with it. Blast Zone is a good card for it, and right now Blast Zone is like 45 cents, 50 cents here.
It's good for control decks. It's good for stall decks, stuff that want to make it into like turns 8, 9, and 10 consistently, and they're going to be casting, you know, omniscience. We're working towards giant things to win the game, and so what we need to do is work throughout the game to really negate players' turns on like turn 1 through 4. Blast Zone is good for that because it's really easy to, it comes in with a charge counter on it, so you can already activate it and destroy each non-land permanent with mana value 1. You can add 1, add 2 to it, and you're wiping everything that's 2 or everything that's 3 off the board that's not a land. You know, I really think that this could be really helpful as a utility land in a lot of decks, and people just don't think about it too much anymore. But under $1 now.
Yeah, I think there's like something about lands like this where people just don't want to keep up with it. They're like, oh, it's just too much to get the most out of this card. But I mean, it's really good if you're playing it in any kind of proliferation strategy as well. You're able to, I mean, it's cool. It's an interesting card. It's an interesting card.
Yeah, those are
definitely niche, but it's useful.
Those are our picks for 20 cards under $1 from Commander Masters. Make sure you're subscribed because we are going to be picking out sets of cards at like 3 to 4, 3 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 plus of this set, so that you can acquire these little kits and have a perfect little collection to build any commander deck you want.
That's right. Did we talk about Carador?
Oh.
Carador was on that list as well.
I definitely downloaded Carador.
It's okay. This pour one out for Carador, everybody.
Oh no, didn't you send me 20 cards?
I did. Maybe I cut Carador.
What did I add to the list that wasn't on your list to...
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Here's the 20.
Yeah, it's good. Always good.
It's weird.
Carador
I downloaded them all.
Carador's not on the list.
Also consider the Commander Carador. It is a really strong graveyard creature commander.
If you want to try that.
Yeah, you can build it as a strong casual deck, or you can build it as a combo, smack them over the face kind of deck. You can see Carador right here because Jake has had to add it in post if he is leaving this part in. So that's the bonus card.
Which 20. I am not.
This is the this is like a secret layer. Carador's the bonus card. We said it was 20, but you always know it's 21. So there you go. Meta.
Meta. And we will be in Vegas.
Yes, we will be. We will be there.
We will be there later this month in Vegas.
All right, Jaco, I need to take a quick bio if you'll entertain the folks.
Yeah, take your time.
Temporala. And when we come back, we'll be talking about this topic here. 2022. We'll look at the lands, then we'll look at the non-lands, like I said, and have an actual discussion, just kind of clump all these together. And then we'll take this off, and it'll be to the actual cards from last year.
Jeez, and there's 2,000 cards to go through?
Well, I figured we just look at the top, like, 20.
Okay, that sounds good.
Because, yeah.
Yeah, 2,000's a lot.
Well,
I don't think we should do all of them.
2,000 is literally how many cards were released last year that weren't reprints and weren't lands.
Yeah, let's not go through all those.
Yeah, I don't think we want to talk about all 2,340 cards where the release year is 2022. The cards aren't reprints and the card types exclude land.
No, we're not going to do that.
2,000 new cards just last year, and none of them were lands. Let's see where we're at this year. So 2,000 in all of 22. This year in 23, we're at 1,386 already, and we've got Eldraine is out now, but we've got Doctor Who, and we've got Ixalan. Caverns of Ixalan. Anyway, that's where we're at. I'll BRB.
Keto, I do see your message from... Geez, I missed this. This was from July. I'll respond to that after this. Or it's from June. I forget to mention this is 5-color infinite because Kami is any color. Yes. Yeesh. Jake, take a look at Discerning Financer. It's a white uncommon in Wilds of Eldraine. Then check out the foil price. All right, let's take a look. At the beginning of your upkeep, if an opponent controls more lands than you, create a treasure token. For 1 white and 2 other, choose another player. That player gains control of target treasure you control. Draw a card. Jeez. I'm seeing foils on eBay. I see one foil here for like $1. That seems like a good card. Going for the stream Monarch. No one can catch me. Retro with the $5 super chat. Thank you. Thank you, Keto. Gonna definitely get any specific confetti foil. You know, I might take a look at confetti foils if they get cheap enough. I'm seeing some hit like 80s. I see Greater Oromancy is at 80. See Aggravated Assault at 58.
Yeah, this is actually a interesting little side note. Here, let's swap over real fast.
Polluted Bonds is down to 50 for the confetti.
Confetti foils. Confetti foils, confetti foils. Everyone wants to talk about confetti foils. What we've got right here from Wilds of Eldraine. The set within a set had a special treatment in the set within a set. It was a set within a set within a set. We've got the confetti foils. The most expensive one right now is the Ristic Study. This is like one of the major chase cards from the set that everybody's really interested in. Look at that chart. Below 300.
Pretty cool.
Over 300. Dip back up. It'll be interesting to see where these settle out. Second most expensive is the Smothering Tithe. The art doesn't make sense, but hey, it's Smothering Tithe. Doubling Season at 145. Jake, are there any of these that you're interested in? So this one is going the opposite way, and we've started. Sorry, I know I asked you a question and immediately launched into a new thing there, but I want to make this note, Jake. And have you observed this too? Jake and I have been looking at lists of cards in order price high to low for a long time. We'll put it that way. Lately, Jake, I've been seeing this trend where like the top card, the one single top chase card from a set, sort of has an inverse graph where it starts to climb a little earlier than we're used to, but still typically like third down, Doubling Season, confetti foil, anime treatment. Still, this is what we normally see, right? Where are you at on these?
Really quick before I lose this, I'm going to say thank you to Retro MTG for the $5 super chat and then the $10 super chat. Going for that stream Monarch. All hail Retro MTG.
All
it
hail.
says my stream monarchy is kind and wholesome.
Oh, hail.
Yeah, you know, for me, these are, you know, I'm pretty medium on all this. This is the kind of thing where I'll wait and wait and wait. But I would be so much more hyped on them if there weren't so many variants out there. Dude, one thing that's crazy that I wasn't even expecting to talk about on this stream, but like if you look up War of the Spark Mythic Edition sealed, like that thing has gone through a huge adjustment down. That used to be like a $550 to $600 sealed thing, the Mythic Edition. And now, yeah, and now, dude, it's crazy. And this just speaks to, this was something that I noticed earlier, but this is a big trend downward. And it shows that the variants are killing the price of other stuff that has cool variants in it that is non-reserve list. There's no reason, in my opinion, that this set here that came out in, what year, 2019, 2018? There's no reason that this should be trending down as much as it is. And This just shows kind of like capitulation in the collector's market. This is the kind of thing that I wouldn't expect to see go down as dramatically as it is.
100%. It's kind of wild. I wanted to see, so the most expensive of these is Jace the Mind Sculptor. If you're not familiar, chat, War of the Spark Mythic Edition was a special draft booster box that you could only buy through this one online way, and it was a huge mess the day it got sold, and they ended up having to give away, Jake, turn around and point to yours. I'm pointing to mine. They had to go ahead and give away these uncut foil sheets of the set to apologize. But you got 24 packs. And then there's 8 packs which had 8 different foil planeswalkers with new treatments in there, much like this guy here, Jace the Mind Sculptor.
Eugene was in that.
Yeah.
And the Dragon Lord Bolus, Tezzeret.
Wow!
Yeah, dude, look at that. So this is because of overprinting, and this is because of all of the variants. So now, like, the cool stuff like this, and also Jace is been way powered out.
Yeah, it
of
has
modern.
to go with
it's
strength of card too, Jacob. That's got to be playing into it, is strength of card. Power creep is making the special versions of less now powerful cards go down because there's going to be some new hot shit version anyway. Oh,
You're
man.
not wrong. You're absolutely
Eugene.
not wrong. So, yeah, but like when you think about Eugene, how many printings of Eugene did we get in Core 2021 or whatever that set was, where we got, 10 different versions of it? And so these cards all came out during a time where people had an idea of what a special card was. And they all saw these as, a big deal. A lot of them are planeswalkers. So when cards are all planeswalkers and stuff, we know that planeswalkers lose viability and playability in Commander, and Commander is one of the most popular formats. And so if you know that most of these cards aren't going to do very well in Commander, then that is a factor as well in the price. Yeah, it's a pretty big deal, dude. It's pretty wild to see that adjustment happen with old products like that have been out for a while.
This is one that I would have assumed if you purchased it and you put it on a shelf, it's just always going to appreciate. And this is showing dead wrong about that.
It's saying nah. And it makes me happy that I actually, because I had a set of Guilds of Ravnica Allegiance, and War of the Spark. I had doubles of it. So I had a set of those 3, and then I had an extra set to sell.
Yeah.
I'm actually really happy that I sold that extra set when I did, because I actually sold this product at a price point of like $595 or something like that, and it was way over a year ago.
Do you remember how much I sold mine for?
I think you sold yours for around like $450. I'm pretty sure you sold for like $450.
400 was the number I had in my head, as that's what I sold that at. I would need to check to see if that's actually accurate, because it's been a long time. It's been years since I've sold this. I think I sold this when I was still living in Massachusetts. But dipping down below that is kind of crazy to me. I do think that overall, just like the fiscal state of the world is contributing to this. We've got some horrible economy stuff happening sort of across the board. And so that is contributing to stuff like this. People are just wanting to get out, but it has to also be being contributed by just the sheer amount of special stuff. Collector booster boxes have really changed the game.
I mean, so this segment started out with us talking about confetti foils, and now we kind of pivoted to show why the excitement for confetti foils may not be very high. And if I were to erase all of the other products that have special things, like let's say Battle for Zendikar, all of the OG masterpieces, and then we have the Mythic Edition set that we were just looking at, and then no other special things, and then we get confetti foils, then I'm going to be pretty excited. But because we see every set has a special, let's, for lack of a better term, call it a gimmick, a gimmick that's a special over-the-top kind of card, I know it's super old hat to say it, but it's, if everything is special, nothing is special. So it's just hard for me to care, even though I really do love the art on all of these. I really do think that a lot of them are really attractive cards. It's just hard for me to want to shell out any dollars for anything this expensive when I know that 95%, let's say 90% of the stuff is gonna go to continue trending down.
Lance, are you in chat? Rip and Ship, are you
Lance
in chat?
was in chat earlier. Yeah, we were in a segment, so I didn't say hey, but we'll say hey.
Anybody in chat that has held a confetti foil in your hand, or even has one right now that they could send me a picture of on Discord in their hand. I want to see a top-down view of it. You know, I want to see
Bobby Z says they're freaking gorgeous in person.
I want to see it straight on, and I want to see it like this, because I want to see how they bend. Bobby, can you send me a picture on Discord so we can pull it up? I want to see one in hand. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Mod extraordinaire, shout out, Bobby. I'm curious what the bend is on confetti foils. Is that still something that we need to concern ourselves
with?
Bend?
Is that like saying the scoop? What's the scoop?
Yeah. What's the scoop?
What's up, dude? What's going on? What's the bend with you?
What's the letter? What's the letter? What's the letter? What's the letter? That's what I want to know. Because yeah, these are the kinds of cards. If we look at the textured foils from
Benjamin, you're right.
Double Masters 2022. Is that where we got those first textured foils with Emrakul and Lily and that 2022. That set, people were going ape shit over those textured foils. Prices were going ape shit over those textured foils, and now you can get them, I'll just say, for much less. So instead of searching confetti foil, and in just a second we're gonna have a picture from a mod here showing off the potential bend or no bend on a confetti foil. Let's look up textured foil. We'll say, and I know we've got more textured foils now, so Jeweled Lotus has taken the place of the top textured foil in existence, by the way. This is one where, again, this is actually the one that I was talking about, Jake, when I said I've noticed recently, like, the top card in a set can have the inverse chart than what we would typically expect. Yeah. This is that one. This is the top card that you could pull from Commander Masters. There was no serialized. There was no one of one anything. It was just Jeweled Lotus textured foil was the top card you could get. 600 plus. That's one where I'm like, I'm interested to see that one goes, because I want to see, can we get past the world of Ren and 6 textured foils from Double Mastered 2022, which, look at that.
Continue to find new lows.
And do you know, Jake, what the price, like the top price, if you go to MTG stocks, what is the top price of all time of Ren and 6 textured foil? Because this card had to be up there, and now it
was like 700 or 800. Yeah.
That's unbelievable to me.
Yeah, that's how to set your money on fire, is buy one of these cards early.
For sure. Except maybe in the case of these.
Or in the case of a mono.
Yeah.
Like, go to MTG stocks for example. This is a really fun chart. If you go to MTG stocks, and then we're gonna click on the Amano Liliana, and hopefully we can find the foil price. The
Dreadhorde General.
Dreadhorde. Right? Yeah. Let's just do the promo version. If this works.
I think the website over there might be having some trouble.
No, internal server error. That's not what we want. Okay, well, Liliana Dreadhorde General. This is a good one that I remember, because I remember Cassius Marsh bought like 4 or 5 of those. I remember it on his Instagram, him showing off that he bought a full play set of the Japanese alternate art version. Here, yeah, click the promo there. The promo below is good. That one will work. Let's see what the chart shows for this.
There's no market data for this card because it's so rare. The best thing you're going to have here is the alternate here, and there's 6 foils for sale. And those foils are 2,400 is the cheapest from. I got 50,000 plus sales, 99.8. I would trust this seller.
Strike Zone serious. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah,
they're good. Main card is expensive, but
3,300, 4,000. Yeah.
So this card,
which you can even see here,
and we don't have the chart. We don't have the chart
for
it.
We have the one chart on the non-foil. 1-year chart on a non-foil past year.
Yeah, so that's actually gone down in price, which kind of speaks to the variant era and also the economy. You know, with the economy, it's you know, we're going into September, so we're about to be going into the holiday season. So we're going to see how all of it goes this year. But yeah, I mean, I hate to do the 30th anniversary thing, but that product really hurt consumer confidence in a lot of collectors. Like a lot of OG collectors really hated 30th anniversary edition.
Yeah.
I will say this about Liliana, because I've talked about this card with a lot of people. I'm on a Liliana foil. If you had bought that when it first came out, those foils were around $400 to $500, which a lot of people saw right out the gate as, oh my God, that's insane. It's like us looking at the textured Jewel Lotus right now.
Yeah.
And saying, oh my God, that's an insane price. But say in 2 or 3 or 4 years, that Jeweled Lotus is $3,000. We're going to be looking at hindsight going, oh my God, we had a chance to buy those Lotuses at 600 and it would have been a 6-bagger
right,
or whatever. And a lot of people said that about Liliana as well. Like, oh my God, who would buy those? So like people like Cassius Marsh that did have expendable income to buy a full play set of the promo foil, got the full play set for, you know, $2,000. And then years later, now he's got a $10,000 play set of cards. So yeah, I mean, sometimes there is the caveat. Sometimes the card just really is that desirable that it defies what is supposed to happen and it does something different.
Let's take a look. I've had a lot of people show me their confetti foils, so let's take a look at these really quickly. From our mod, Bobby Z, we've got the Nature's Will here. Looks good in hand. Actually looks a little warped on top, but holding it flat looks straight. Looks perfect. Really good in-hand look there. I like that. We also had, let me see.
Thank you, Bobby.
Grave Pack coming in. Oh yeah, I appreciate that.
So what's preventing a Mana Crypt reprint? Benjamin, they're trying to figure out where they can print it to get the most bang for their buck. That's the big thing that they have to do, is figure out how do we get Mana Crypt in a set to where you know, where it's going to push a lot of product.
Yeah.
And then we're also not going to kill the price of it. It's been a long time since we got one though. Dr. Terror says, I showed you my confetti foil. Please respond.
Mirror. Thank you. Mirror Ashes showing us. So this is the second one now I've seen that's got a slight inward bend, but this isn't anything that's gonna be a problem. And most of the foils with problems, I actually don't have any Commander Legends foils sitting next to me. Typically I do, just to have an illustration. The bending outward, bending backward is the note of the ones that really can get screwed up. So yeah, I appreciate everybody sending me texture foils. I know I didn't get to everybody's
thumb.
Yeah, everybody in chat, send Jake pictures of your thumb. He's gonna show off all your good thumbs later in the stream.
We're gonna do a thumb review later on.
So yeah, overall with these confetti foils, we've had a ton of people asking about them. And so I think that the bottom line is most of them, I would just straight up wait. I think that the top one in the series, Ristic Study, if you wanna spend $325 on a flyer, I think that, not financial advice, this one will be interesting to watch. I'll say this one will be interesting to watch. That's how I'll put it.
Yeah. I mean, this one is a top tier card. Casual, sweaty.
It looks extra good in this art card. In that confetti foil, because she's got shiny little confetti things all over.
It's a mermaid. Little mermaid going on.
It is a little mermaid. So we will see over time, but my thought is that these, especially holding like this over $300 price, is just so strange, but we'll see.
Yeah. Dom says, wow, Jake, I have the same background as you. Do you? We do.
Oh yeah,
that's right, we do have the same background.
Confetti foil omniscience also has to be just absolutely insane to look at.
Yeah, that's a good card, but a lot more niche. You know, it's just so expensive to cast.
And remember that these do exist in the non-confetti foil as well. And so let's go price low to high maybe. Yeah. So you can get these anime borderless cards for bucks. Polluted bonds, aggravated assault in these special treatments just because. And look, I would even say these prices are going to go down. I would especially say these prices are going to go down actually because
the set's not even out, bro.
Right. It's not even fully out. We've got, yeah, I mean, $12, $13. I wouldn't, yeah, I would just wait. I would just wait.
Save your bucks.
Maybe the Ristic Study confetti foil. Maybe.
Set your bucks to the side. Spend your bucks soon. Not yet.
And like I see in chat, Anthony R saying, when's the confetti foil secret lair coming? Christmas? Exactly.
100%.
These ain't going to be the only confetti foils in existence ever. Look at Textures. They did that and suddenly it was like, okay, we'll do it whenever we want, man.
That's right.
And they will. Right. And they do. And this art doesn't have anything to do with Smothering Tithe. But you know what? I'm going to let it go. I've said that the entire preview season. I just got to let it go.
Yep.
That's what we think about confetti foils. Only 30% of you are subscribed. Subscribe. Come on. Get out of the 70. Join the 30.
Go if you would enjoy the video. Thank you for spending your time with us.
Bye-bye. All right, chat. We just had what's called a pickup video. We just picked up an extra video for the channel. Jake and I are going to... We've got Vegas coming up. We've got Salt Lake coming up. We got to film some extra videos for when we're not here. Because you rabid little goblins need the content, and we will provide the content.
Is that what we are calling them now? Rabid little goblins? I thought that was just something that we said in private.
I don't know.
Think we were using that straight up.
Like, should we
nonchalant
jammers? I don't think our community has a name. We're just the jam community.
Fine to call them little goblins, but
no, you've been fighting to call them our little boogers for so long, and I just am I'm resistant to them being the boogers.
It was either that or call them dry snot chunks, and so I was like, we could freaking solidify that and cut it down a lot.
Let me see all the dry snot chunks in chat.
Yeah.
My opening hype sequence would be way more weird. Let me see flick, 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 flick.
Instead of hello.
You like? Look, I have one thing.
I have one thing. Picking around. He's picking.
Is anybody picking? Any boogers need picking? Any boogers around here need picking?
Oh man, that sounds like a great channel. That sounds like a good channel.
All right, we're gonna have a quick discussion about the 2022, the Sandersons, the Brad Sandersons, the Bradley Dandersons,
the Brad Pistons,
the Pistons. That's
the Brad Pistons.
All right, let's talk about this 2022 list.
It was a really good combo. Shot it down.
All right, chat. Everybody say hey to YouTube.
Goodbye, YouTube.
Hey in YouTube. All right. I did my thing here on Scryfall. I pulled a search up. You know I love searching Scryfall. It's one of my things. These are the top 60 cards being played in Commander. There you go. Did you get all of them? That was the whole video. No, we've got the top 60 cards. We're not going over all 60, but we've got the top cards that were printed in 2022 and are not reprints, meaning these cards were originally and exclusively printed in 2022, brought to us brand new for our Commander format and for funsies. There are quite a few very playable cards. I love at the end of every year when we are making, all the video makers are like, these are the best things in 2022. Enjoy our video, like and subscribe. But here in this video, what we get to do is see what people have actually been building into their decks from 2022. Because we've got enough good EDH rec data at this point to look at all the 2022 cards and see what people are playing. So let's first split out the lands. Jake, what do you see? We're going to look at the lands and we're going to look at the non-lands so we can get a sense of what lands made it into this format and what individual cards did. What's your take on what you see here?
Cards that can do different things did really well.
Lands?
So you have lands that can channel and do something, or they can enter and be a land. You have lands that tap for 3 and can be a land, or they can cycle away for 3. So like the kind of stuff that had modes did well. Cards that had every land type did well. All of the cards that came out of Capenna that finished off the triomes. Looks like some cards that provide protection for the commander did well. And then yeah, Demolition Field is like a better Field of Ruin.
Yeah, that new Field of Ruin.
Well, and then like discount fetch lands did well.
People, I've played these. I actually like these. When they ETB, you sack it, and then you can go get one of any of the 3 colors that it represents, and you gain a life. Comes onto the battlefield tapped, and you gain a life. I've played these. I like these. Discount fetches, super playable. I would just recommend budget wise. These are fantastic inclusions. Chat, do y'all run these in your budget decks? Because I would think that people have been turned on to these at this point. And then yeah, after that we've got some gates popping up because of gates.
We got lands that were searchable, which is pretty sweet.
Exactly. Dual lands that entered the battlefield tapped, basically, were printed in Dominaria United. Yeah, Plaza of Heroes being the stick out utility land from last year. Dominaria United. I play this card in pretty much every deck now. I have to have an argument against running it, not an argument to run it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
That is
it's like
the only time I get it cut.
In too many colors, you're like, okay, that's just not going to work because I'm in too many colors, and the mana, the any color to cast a legendary spell just isn't going to work, or something like that. There does have to be reasons not to run it, but yeah, it's a great card.
Looking at the triomes, those are self-explanatory. Cycling, you can search them up for the types. They count as the types. Secluded Courtyard ended up being our creature type card from that. This is getting slotted into like basically every creature type deck. This is just a redundancy. This is just more inclusion. Oh yeah.
Yep.
And then you've got the 4 good channel lands, and then poor little Sokin's on down here being like, I do things too better than Plaza. And Plaza's like, give it time, son. Give it time. I'll be in more decks.
Give it time.
Yeah.
Give it time. I mean, Boseiju, the Soaring City as well, Takanuma, those ones are my favorite ones. The Sultai ones, they're all extremely, extremely good. So I'm not even surprised to see them at the top of the list.
I have seen, obviously this one just is so powerful and it's so fantastic, and it's gonna absolutely be in there. Again, you have to have a reason not to run it over a reason to run it. Maybe your reason not to run it is that the cheapest copy is $31 and that this is definitely a commander reprint we already need. But I think they knew that printing that card. I think they knew they were getting themselves into there. Otawara, I've seen turn a game, Jake. A creature just at the right time bouncing back to your hand. Okay, my turn. And you're just like, son of a yeah, pass.
Yep.
And if you just need it, it's just a land. So yeah, look for those types of things when you're analyzing cards, chat. You got to look for stuff that, especially these lands, extra stuff tacked on to lands, extra utility out of one of the more clunky pieces of our game that make it our game. If you could do that, find those types of cards, pretty excellent. But looking at the non-lands specifically, I'll just say my very first comment is I'm very surprised at where Decanter of Endless Water falls on this list.
Interesting.
Yep. A common 3 mana rock. People hate discarding down. I saw somebody say it in chat earlier. People hate discarding down. They'll run Reliquary Tower in decks where you're like, why do you even, you're never going to need this. You're never going to be over 7. But people will just run it because they want to make sure. And I guess that's where Decanter of Endless Water is falling, is why it's popping up on so many EDH rec lists, is because I mean, it's a man of any color for 3, but there's a ton of artifacts that do that. Some of them are indestructible.
Yeah.
So that's like my big surprise.
Really wild to me. Yeah. That one's really really crazy. Farewell, not crazy. An Offer You Can't Refuse, not crazy. Both very good commander spells. Black Market Connections as well. You got Facebreaker, you got Big Score, both related to Treasure, which are extremely popular. An extremely popular archetype that gets better and better. An Offer You Can't Refuse is just a really good top tier counter spell. It's a no shit button. Not everybody needs this card. Not everybody does, but those who do, they want it because they actually see the counter being more important than the controller of the spell getting 2 treasure tokens.
I'm telling you, I actually would argue that any deck with blue, if you're trying to make it a 8 or 9 like competitive just under CDH kind of deck, you should absolutely include this 100% of the time.
Non-creature is good. Run it with Swan Song. You want both,
right?
But
this one is so good. I run it in every historic brawl deck at this point that's got blue in it. It's just exactly like you said. I'm going to time it so that I care nothing about them getting 2 treasures, but I do care that I countered their, take an extra turn spell, right?
Yeah.
That is, I have to use it, and I just have to include it. Yeah, this is a no-brainer. I think we knew when it came out. Everybody pretty much called this one. Same with Farewell. It's just strictly better than cards that people were already playing. Black Market Connections is an interesting one because this one is a $26 enchantment. Only came in the Commander deck, if I'm not mistaken. It was only available in a Commander deck, and so very difficult to get. And I may be wrong about where this is. Chat, where was this findable?
I think it was just in the. I think it was in the regular set.
A rare from the regular set wouldn't be $30.
Oh, it was in the
Party Time deck. That's right. It was Party Time because it had the Changeling. Yeah, so you could only get it in that Commander deck, and that has really driven the price. I see mostly people choose all 3 options. Lose 5 life, get a treasure token, draw a card, create a 3/2 with Changeling.
Yeah.
Insanity. Just the value off of this, the speed at which it can get you ahead of everybody else. This is a card that lots of people are playing in lots of different decks. It is 6 life. Sorry, I said lose 5. It is 3, 2, and 1. Math is not my strong suit. I have an MTG YouTube channel. Professional Facebreaker. This is a good one too. I just wrote a short, actually. I haven't produced it yet, but I just wrote a short about Streets of New Capenna and cards that you could pick up for $5 or less that are going to be just kind of generically strong wherever you want to put them. This, you got to only have 1 creature dealing damage every turn and you're making a treasure token. And then it's that anytime you just drop it onto the field, you've already got, 5 to 10 treasures. Drop this onto the field. That basically says draw 5. Because you're going to get to play those cards this turn. It's been very strong. This is a very interesting one to me that it has made it into this list, but it's just all of these types of red cards stapled together and made 4 mana. And I think the instant speed is really helping here too.
This is just, I mean, it's a thrill of possibility with 2 treasure tacked onto it. It's exactly what it is. So it's, it just kind of speaks to how important velocity is to people.
Ramp you up.
Really good. Ramp you up. Yeah. It's red ramp. Ramp.
Oh, I actually just saw somebody in chat point out, thank you S94TV. In the new Rowan deck, Rowan cares about how much life you've lost in a turn before you activate her ability. This is automatically 6 lost, and you got so much value for that 6. You didn't dump that 6 into like a random creature or enchantment that just wants to eat your life total. You got some really good value off of it. So yeah, that's a good way to make a grindy long-term deck. Jake, have you played with or against Braid's Arisen Nightmare?
No, I haven't. I did pull one of these, and I'm interested in building it, but it is it looks pretty brutal.
Yeah, it is surprisingly brutal. It doesn't read super strong, but in practice, I've seen it kick some ass. Beginning of your instep, let's walk through this one. Beginning of your instep, as the controller, You get to choose between artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker, and you can sack one of whatever type of those: artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker. If you do, then each opponent has to make a choice. They can either sacrifice a permanent that shares a type with that thing you sacked, or if they don't, they lose 2 life, and you as the controller get to draw a card. This is the kind of card for 3 mana. Bro, if you're building this into a deck, you probably have ways to make creature tokens. You probably have ways that you want your enchantments or your lands to die and come back somehow. And so it is just, I've seen this one develop so much value off a board and people still aren't even analyzing it as the threat. You know, it's that kind of card.
Yeah, pretty strong. 3/3 for 3.
Crazy. Power creep has happened. This one, Jake, I think people had a lot more hype for. This one was a very expensive card out of the gate, but it's now down to $6.89.
Yeah, pretty big adjustment on this card. Any sort of bear like this is going to have a lot of hype right out the gate. And
I think CEDH thought it was going to be more valuable to them than it actually ended up being.
Yeah.
Because it's going to proc off of fetch lands.
People are going to search their libraries and stuff like that. You're going to gain life and draw. I think if you resolve this card early on, you can definitely get value out of it. I don't know how much value you're going to get, but if it comes on the battlefield early and it's not dealt with, yeah, you're probably going to gain a good bit of life and draw a good bit of cards as people fetch.
Yep. Tamio's Safekeeping, 1 mana, instant speed, hexproof, and indestructible. You also get to gain 2 life, but who cares?
Kind of effect. Yeah, just like, honestly, like a baby heroic intervention.
Yeah. Reality chip. I've seen some fun play lines with this. I've never seen it really like super pop off, typically because it gets aced. I see this thing just get owned so fast as soon as it hits the battlefield.
Yep. Reality chip. It's just, yeah, it really is like a lightning rod. Just like kill it with fire. But I'm not surprised that card did work. I mean, we always say, you know, if you can play stuff off the top of your library, it's a big deal.
Right. Going down past that, yeah, I mean,
it's just, I admire its purity, dude. It's a very, very basic as hell card. Just a 4/5 for 4 with death touch. Honestly, when you think about it like that, not much going on. But whenever you draw a card, you gain 2. Whenever an opponent draws a card, they lose 2. That ability right there by itself is a backbreaker.
Well, there's just a lot of card draw. So much more card draw in Commander. You have people casting draw 10 just to, you know, and so if they're losing life, it's a great little tax effect. And it's kind of got an interesting position in Commander, because in Standard, when it hits the battlefield, you're like, I got to kill that ASAP. But in Commander, it's like, I mean, it's not going to be super impactful immediately, but if you can get this down over the course of like 4 or 5 turns, it's really going to do some crazy work. So it's like, do I kill it now? Do I kill it later? Do I even kill it? Can I kill them before I kill it? It makes you make some decisions. Like Displacer Kitten does. The decision is, do I have removal in my hand, and how fast can I use it? That's really the only discernment you need to make with this one, because this is a good way to get crazy infinite. And just these flasher decks, any of these like Raynar, any of the flash decks that let creatures re-enter the battlefield, they're getting more value, they're returning stuff to your hand with Venser. This one is like up in that tier with enchantment decks for me, where it just tilts me the hell, all the way to hell.
Yeah, you need 2 removal to deal with it, and it's one of these cards where it's really like a Deadeye Navigator for your instance and or your non-creature spells, excuse me.
Right.
It's like, as long as you're casting non-creature spells, then you're going to be able to get all of your stuff out of range of your opponent's removal. And yeah, man, it's just a busted card.
That's busted. The top 12. Let's take a peek real fast at the next that get us down to 20. We'll just kind of fly through them here. LSL Core is a huge piece of Aristocrat stuff. I mean, right here, you're looking at 2 of the best Reanimator targets that came out of this entire year. The kind of stuff that if you can get it onto the battlefield, it can just take over, you know? Progress
Tyrant, dude. That card is so nutty. It's just, it counters the first thing. It's like anything that just has a passive effect that says no first time and then you have to do something else. Man, it's an amazing card. And then Ancient Copper Dragon, I'm one of the few people who've actually taken a bite out of one of these, and oh man, does it taste good. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you roll a d20. You create that number of treasure tokens. So just by this dealing some combat damage, you could get enough treasure to just pretty much cast everything in your hand. It's pretty crazy.
Kodama is going to let your modified creatures search you up lands. I think there's some crazy combos where you just can get your whole land base onto the battlefield.
That card is good.
Yeah, 3 mana for that mythic. 3 mana from Baldur's Gate, giving all your tokens added 1 green. I mean, and that just says tokens, y'all. That's looking at food. That's looking at treasures. Your treasures, you don't have to sack them anymore. As long as you need green, they just tap for green. Plus, this can be your commander, and you can choose a background with it. So, Jaheira was actually one of the ones that I was surprised to see up here, especially above cards like Relic of Legends, March of Swirling Mist, Junji, any of these cards that just seemed like they were going to be huge staples. And you can kind of see down as we get deeper into the 60 where the cards fell here. Fable Mirror the Breaker. Wow, look at that. The card's good. I haven't noticed. But this one was one where I was a little shocked. I was not shocked to see 2 great removals. One removal is just like can't be countered, destroy anything except the land, and if as long as you're in these 3 colors. And then this, an ETB creature that destroys an artifact and enchantment and has more upside. Oh yeah, dude.
It's so busted.
Talking about flicker decks, this is definitely a card you want to run in there.
Yeah, really, really strong card. And then it has a little bit of a group hug effect built in there. You and target opponent each draw a card. So if you want to play some politics, Lauren of the Third Path is a good way to politic a little bit. Then we do have the Lion Sash for 1 white and 1 other. That's going to allow us to exile target card from a graveyard. And if it was a permanent card, put a 1/1 counter on Lion Sash. And then it also has reconfigure the mechanic that came out of Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. So very strong card there that eats graveyards. Cards like those are really good in Commander as well.
Yep. Got the ooze, but it's in white. And it can equip to a creature and become an equipment. Kind of interesting. So that's a look at where 2022 actually fell out. As far as the cards that people actually played, there are some ones that we knew were going to be up there. Offer You Can't Refuse, Reality Chip. I'm pretty sure we were talking about cards like this when we were doing our initial review of the Commander set. But cards like Braids Arisen Nightmare, Decanter of Endless Water, we didn't call these cards to be as played as they were, but they certainly were. It's a good year for Commander, though. We got some cool toys.
Yeah, Farewell is a card that's really interesting. I wouldn't have guessed that a modal 6-cost card would have done so well.
Yeah, second most played card of the year was a giant, ridiculous removal.
Yeah, but you can see this is the power of, and we can learn a lot from the text that says 1 or more. Because unlike other board wipes where you think like, okay, you have to pick and choose, you know, even with Nova, like we were talking about, you pick between creatures or you pick between artifacts and enchantments. Yeah, it's really cool.
It's nuts.
It's just modal.
Hey,
modal is good.
If you're watching this after the fact and you're not subscribed to our channel, that means that you are like 70% of people that watch, and that's completely fine. But if you want to join the 30, join the channel and click subscribe.
It does a lot more than just sign you up for the next video. It actually recommends our content to other people so that it can help us grow the channel.
Thanks, loves. We'll see you at the next Wednesday stream. Wednesdays, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Come and hang out. Hey, chat, look. Oh, I thought I saw Bootlegger Stash. I did. Bootlegger Stash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 times 4. Jake, what's 4 times 12?
48.
The 48th most played card of the year is Bootlegger Stash.
You guys are always so great. We appreciate you, Charles. Thank you. All hail the stream monarch Keto in or
Keto.
retro MTG.
Whatever we're gonna call you.
Thank you so much.
MTG. All hail the stream monarch. And all hail y'all. We really do appreciate everybody hanging out tonight. That's it. That's our show. That's everything we've streamed. There is no more. We've planned for the stream, rather. Do appreciate everybody hanging out tonight. Did we get to 169 likes? That is the question.
We did not. We did not.
Oh, can we get to 169? We still have more than 169 people hanging. It's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be impossible.
Yeah.
I think it'll be impossible for us to get there, but we could try. I will say this: we do have a fun video coming out tomorrow. We are going to be talking about some. We've got a fun list where we're going to be talking about some commander cards that are. What was this list? Most expensive Magic the Gathering cards this year that weren't reprints.
Yeah.
Were not reprints.
What we still need reprints of.
Yeah, or these are cards that need reprints.
Right.
So if you're looking for a video that we did see someone earlier talking about Mana Crypt, look out for tomorrow's video that's going to come out around 8 o'clock Pacific, 11 o'clock Eastern, where we are going to be talking about where our speculation is that Mana Crypt is going to go. We're also going to look at when Jeweled Lotus originally came out versus when it just came out to kind of give us an indicator of where we think some of these cards reprints might show up. Really quick, we do want to say one more time for the MTG Summit, code JJAM. If you are thinking about going to Magic Summit, it is a big trip. Obviously, signing up for a trip, going and buying a big badge for a big Magic event is going to be a big decision, but you do have until October, end of October-ish, to figure out if you're going to go to the Magic Summit. But if you do, tell them Jake and Joel our Magic sent you.
Yeah, if you already know you're going to go, please buy your badge using our code and do it tonight if you know you're going to go, so that we can be like, hello, sponsor. Thank you for sponsoring. Look, we sold a badge. We sold a badge. 140 likes. Man.
Pretty good.
29 more people need to click like, and we can shut the stream down.
I wasn't expecting.
You didn't think we could get 140?
That kind of push. No, I didn't think we would get that big a push. No.
Everyone who is here has already clicked like. No one else can help us with that.
I mean, I'm seeing a few people trickle in and hit like, and you know what? If you did enjoy the stream, definitely subscribe. Come check out a stream in the future. Come hang out on a Wednesday in the future, and maybe you will see yourself in a video, and you can talk with us as well.
Thanks again to the Summit for sponsoring yet again. Buy your badge. Go do it. 147 likes. Oh my God, we're getting close. If it's 152, we might can do this. This is potential.
There would need to have been a lot of people that liked early on and then left.
Yeah, that's true.
You need to have had a bunch of people come in. We're almost at 160. It might be possible.
We are pretty
Walter's saying you guys stop. Agents, because I smashed it.
156.
169.
Man.
Oh, that might
159.
That's pretty good. We're 10 away.
More likes. It'll definitely get it after the stream.
Again. Okay, good.
We get comments sometimes that are like, I was the 269th like after the stream, after the fact, you know.
Kevin Garrett said anything is possible.
I do kind of like to watch the number go up to 160. There it is. Barge in.
TFTD says I got you, bros. There we go.
Oh, we're back down to 159. Oh, we're at 160. Sorry, Chad. I'm getting sleepy.
This is a good way to. Yeah, we'll just call it.
Yeah,
good game.
We'll call it. We tried.
It was a fun time.
Everyone.
That was a fun time.
We are ending the stream now. We are at 160 likes. 162. Don't tease us. We're out of here. Goodbye.
We did amazingly well. We tried our best.
Goodbye.
See ya.
See you. Bye.
Thank you, MTG Summit.
MTG Summit, thank you very much for sponsoring. Goodbye.